get the tiger in me.
But anyway, we're muted. I think we're muted. Could it be? Or maybe I was just a bit early. Yeah, you should be able to hear me right now. Anyway, I think we're starting a draft right away because we have our games coming up. With the first one being Black Lion against Packmiko Esport, and that's gonna be an interesting one because Black Lion actually has a game changer winner on their team on top lane.
Okay, so I don't really see the
Draft
picks
procedure.
well. Yeah, but I don't really see the bans.
Yeah, I see.
We don't
It
really see
looks a
the
bit weird.
bans.
I will let's just talk everyone through it. I mean, bans on Black Lion side are Jinx, Tristana, and Ambessa, and Packmiko's side they're Wukong, Orianna, and Syndra, and we have a civic first pick with Gragas and Kai'Sa as the answer.
Okay, so these refs aren't really anything like I predicted, and we see Zahen really early on.
No, Champ got a bit nerfed, so gonna be interesting. And I think the Champ is still OP actually, but it's gonna be interesting to see a Zahan because I didn't see the Champ like in any kind of competitive environment yet. And the Champ for sure is still pretty OP. I would assume, especially in competitive. So
Yes,
yeah, let's see how that turns out.
honestly I thought he'd be closed for this tournament, so I'm really surprised.
I mean, he has been out for a while, so it makes sense.
Yeah. Kai'Sa? Because right side is Packmiko, right? I don't see the team names, so...
Yes, blue side is Black Lion and red side is Packmiko.
Right. So, I've never seen Limca on Kai'Sa, I think. The picks that Limca normally chooses are hypercarries, like Jinx, like Sivir, for example. Last night I've even played her, and she picked Varus. But Kai'Sa is unusual, actually, I think.
And I'm seeing on her OPTG at least that Kai'Sa is her first most played champion solo queue for this season. So she has games
Yeah.
on it, and the two mains got banned, definitely got targeted. And Kai'Sa generally right now a pick that you often pick into Sivir. So it still makes sense.
Mm-hmm. And from what it seems, they are looking kind of for the first target team comp with Ari, with Kai'Sa, quick burst, which will be hard in the Sivir Janna, which is a really defensive bot lane.
Yeah, I mean, kind of what Black Lion probably wants to do right now is just stall out fights, and they already especially because San wants to just get his revive, and the longer the fights go, the easier it is to stack it up and then just be more annoying. So it makes sense.
What would you look for on the fourth pick in the place of Packmiko?
And if they want to do it really simple, they go for Vi. But the Black
Okay.
Lion might just ban it. Anything that can like easily synergize with the Ari. You're looking for pick comp here. So well, just that, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So we're assuming Gragas stop. We're breaking the flex.
Yeah, could be support if you're crazy. Could be support.
If you're crazy.
I mean, in Vitality, our support actually played it, but it was into a very specific matchup, so it's not necessarily a flex you can force. But it is always a good top laner, so it's definitely not Gragas support, unless we're seeing some
Thankfully.
crazy Leona top lane gameplay. Good.
I think both Gragas and Leona are really hard to play into Janna, no? Like as an engage into Janna's
Yeah,
Q,
yeah. I mean,
you always have to rely
you
on
really need,
flash.
yes, you really need some hard engage because I mean, okay, Leona is kind of like counts as hard engage, but it's still a good Janna with a lot of movement speed, and also giving a team a bit of movement speed. It's
Yeah.
very easy to just, sidestep or like at least run out of the inner Leona ult to not get stunned. And if you don't stun the Janna, then it gets really hard.
Mm-hmm.
Or good poppy pick as well, because now you kind of have a hard time finding an engage.
Yes, it's really polarized, these two team comps. So on the left side, we see like literally 3 defensive picks playing front to back, really, protecting your carries. On the right side, you have really strong first target looking for that
Yeah.
pick. So I
It,
think, in my opinion, Packmiko will kind of control the game, no? Early.
and for me, I really think Black Lion here, they have a very good Silas pick with a lot of good ults. They have Poppy to kind of deny engage. So Black Lion can always play them at range. And what I also really miss on Packmiko's side right now is a good amount of damage. They have a burst comp, but if they fail to really burst that first target, they really have to use a lot of tools already. Because if Kaiser needs to already ult to get the, or be in range to auto attack to kill this first target. So if you use a lot of spells and you don't kill, then it gets very easy for Black Lion. So it's all about Packmiko really finding that first pick to actually have a chance in this draft.
Mm-hmm. It could be always a Silas jungle, right? And like Zahan mid lane. Maybe. Because from what I know, Alakamita, the Black Lion's jungler, is a mid laner normally. I've never seen her play jungle. So I wouldn't be surprised for Silas, but as we can see, it's Puffy. Okay. I was really hopeful for a little surprise, but we're staying with
Yeah.
the normal setup.
Yeah. Could have been. Could have been interesting. Also, don't get confused by the in-game names. By the way, it's obviously not Zenith. It is Starry. So yeah, generally we're playing on live server some interesting names. So that could be a bit confusing.
Yes, I will have to keep the team tab open at all times, not to confuse the names. And if we mispronounce anything, I'm really sorry. But we have people here from many countries with different spellings. Sometimes it's hard to pronounce something
Yes.
well.
Yes. All right. Let's quickly just go through both teams yet
Mm.
again, or like really didn't really introduce them. So I'm just gonna go through Black Line, who is on blue side. We have Starry, Alakamita, Eevee, Knochentulpe, Ariel, and then on red side we have Packmiko Esports with Sona, Nuclear Panda, Me Kiwi, Limca, and okay, this one is gonna be a tough one. Jiahong. I hope I said that right.
Probably didn't, but that's okay.
Probably didn't.
Oh, there is a spectator delay. I thought they
Well,
deleted it.
not that I deleted it. You can select if you want spectator delay or not.
Ah,
Although I
right.
thought they would.
Alright.
It would be without delay, but
Mm.
I guess it is. So we have a bit
Right.
more time to talk, actually. All right,
Let's go.
let's go. What is there to talk about? I mean, maybe the tournament itself. So I will quickly talk you through the group stage. We have two groups. We have Group A and Group B. Makes sense when I say two groups. There has been a small update. It was supposed to be 5 teams on each side, but Group A had one team who sadly could not attend last minute. So Group A actually will just have 4 teams playing today, which means they will also only have 3 rounds played. Well, we have Group A games, I think in the second and the fourth round. And right now with Black Line against Packmiko Esport, that is Group B. They have their full 5 teams playing, which means they will also have 5 rounds they play out. So first place and second place, they're gonna make it directly into the playoff stage. If you get first place, you already get into semifinals. If you get second place, you're already gonna go into quarterfinals. And then if you make third or fourth place, you're gonna play a team of the other group for a decider best of one. Very similar, if you followed LEC, very similar to to there where there have been like decider games who still makes it into playoffs. So if you lose, you're gonna be out if you lose against a team from the other group, while the rest of the bracket stage, playoff stage, is still with a double elimination bracket.
Okay, sorry, I muted for a second there. My neighbors just blasted some music, so I'm sorry if there's music when I'm talking in the background. Do we expect any invades, any level 1 plays? Because for me, with Leona, with Ari, potentially maybe a Charm, with Sejuani, with Gragas, I would really go for that level 1 warding. What do you think?
And we could see it. I think generally it's always very, very good. I mean, Ari starting with Charm obviously would be very, very bad for the lane, but
Obviously.
generally, if you find a pick or like find a flash, you can build on that. In the end, I think if you have any chance of finding a good invade, even if you just scare them off or maybe find a pick of someone not being focused, it already puts you into a disadvantage in a best of one scenario. I think that's always good for you. So let's see if they're gonna pull that off. And actually, we are in game, so well, that's
Nothing really happens.
nothing is happening. Well,
Yeah,
that's
and one of the
disappointing.
entrances is not covered by blue side. So I think Kaisa with Ari might be going for a ward on Raptors. Judging by the position,
So they're working in a buddy system here.
they really like to be together. Okay, we have early wards. Both teams know about both of these words. So I don't think we're gonna get any more information from that.
Yeah,
Junglers
at least.
pathing. Actually, I'm really surprised that Sejuani is pathing to top.
Well,
I would play for Leona Kaisa, no?
I mean, I think it's. Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of like you can play for both sides if you feel like you just want to relieve pressure on top, because like you're playing into, I mean, literally game changers winner. And top lane, like you play, like maybe they're just deciding, okay, we want to cover for that. But I agree that Sejuani and Gragas, like in a like general as a combo, not that great. So I agree. I would normally path into both sides here.
And Poppy's pathing to bot as well. Which wouldn't you play for your game changers winner?
If you could, I think it's also you play into double range bot lane, so you always know you're gonna get scuttle, so like very easily. So maybe that's the idea. Although that's what I'm
I get
saying
it.
that, but it doesn't look like it. Actually, maybe it's not gonna be that easy of a scuttle, because normally you should have control in a double ranged lane. But it's looking like they're fighting back
Yeah,
very
they're
well.
losing a little bit of HP on the blue side, on bot lane. Really aggressive mid lane, they're fighting constantly. I like to see that, As a mid laner myself, and early engages on bot lane. Well, if Limka and... Jesus, I don't remember. And Jiahong keep it up, they might just be up for the kill.
Yes, I mean, this is a lot of pressure they're putting out, but actually, oh, they were overestimating the damage. Another 2-shot coming through, and I think this is actually 2 kills for
the blue side,
the
yes.
blue side.
Okay,
Good start.
good stuff. Limka and Jiahong are really bad spot for now, I think. I don't see the wave, but I don't think it's good for them. And especially that Poppy is so near, they have Sejuani on top side, they really have to respect it now.
Yeah. And the thing is, they were already in a good spot, and obviously you want to go for this all-in play. But they were overestimating the damage there. I think you just go for a burst rate, and then you try to play around bushes, get out again. But in this case, well, like I said, overestimated the damage, and now they are a bit cooked on bot lane.
Well, unless Ala decides to go for mid lane. Ari has flash here, doesn't react to it, and falls down. Good, really good flash, really good engage from Poppy. Sejuani unfortunately isn't able to find anything. Poppy now heading to bot lane, and Limka with Jiahong are kinda on the danger of a gank, no?
Yeah, they definitely are. They should also know that Poppy is there. And it's all also about the wave, and
Poppy's
at
looking
least
at
it's
them.
pushing into them. But yeah, there are no wards. Poppy is there, Axe Flash. A bit suboptimal. Kaiser still has Flash, but I think, yeah, that Leona is dead. And that's one more kill for that bot lane. Janna actually, the
For
one
the
picking up.
Janna.
Of
Supports
course,
need their
support.
items. Supports need
Supports
their
have less
items.
gold, give them the kills. Come on.
Yeah, after an unfortunate first death from Limka, we see that she matched Cool to Sivir to not be behind. So I think it's a good choice.
And I actually personally like. I mean, also still some very very strong items on support right now. I like kills to have like early redemption, for example. Although I'm not sure if we're going for redemption here. No, actually, we already have an amplifying Thompson. That's definitely not a redemption.
Definitely not redemption. Yes. What do you think that is? Like just a Moonstone, or maybe a Mandate? I really count for Mandate. That would be great. Or even Shirelius. I love when
Actually, might be
people
Shulalis.
surprise me, you know? When I cast and people do like exotic items, exotic pathings, exotic stuff, I really love that. There's something to talk about then.
I mean, Moonstone would be the standard. It's probably just Moonstone.
Aw. I'm really counting. It isn't. We see both junglers near the mid lane.
Yeah. I mean, the issue is here that you can't really. I mean, you're waiting for Ari to be level 6. That's the first thing. And the second thing is Silas always has level 6 as well and can use the hijack.
Yeah, but look at the situation. Poppy is in a really good spot. Missed charm.
There is the Ari ults. Stolen. Actually, Janna now rejoining. That Leona are fully committing. But there's still 2 low members on the side of Black Lion. In the meantime, actually, Knochentuppe goes down on bot lane. So we actually just ending up with a trade here. That said, Ari can still receive a wave while, well, Sivir and Knochentuppe are just gonna lose one on bot lane. It's actually Kaiser staying here.
Very unfortunate for Ari. Very unfortunate for Ari. That kill. Yeah, look at Janna.
Ah, that's a kill.
Yeah, Limka has no escape. This is the item difference on supports, guys. Give your supports the kill. It's support propaganda.
My 302 Janna, at this point we're just gonna go full AP.
Yeah, I'm really surprised actually that she didn't take a Darksteel yet.
Oh, that's true.
Darksteel would be great here.
Yeah, at this point you definitely go for Darksteel.
Yeah, and it's such a good gold efficient item, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Even on 0 stacks, it's really worth, especially on enchanters where you don't really get that AP, don't really get that health early on.
I mean, maybe we'll still see it, but I think at this point you would have bought it already. Bit of a missed opportunity, but I think at this point it doesn't really matter as much. They already have a 2000 gold lead. And there's going to be another fight breaking out on bot lane, potentially. While Nuclear Panda already on that level 6, that could be an advantage you play for, because that Kaiser is also level 6. Actually, you can just take that fight right now. Stun coming through. Is the damage there, though? They're struggling a bit. Glacial Prison is used. They're trying to keep on... well, trying to put out that damage, but that Kaiser actually is still missing items to be useful enough here. You had the level advantage. You had 2 champs on level 6, but it still was not enough.
Yes, unfortunately, I think that Sejuani's ult was used purely for disengage, but look at top lane. Zahena in a really tough spot right now. Gragas looking for that kill, but I don't think it's happening. Unless...
Oh,
no.
The mana.
Oh, we don't know.
No.
We will never know.
Back in top lane. No, I want to see what's happening in top lane. Well, that Kaiser might be dead.
Limka fighting for her life, but doesn't find the kill, only finds the end of her life. The same with Leona. Janna on 4 kills, guys.
Wow, that's crazy. That is so crazy, actually. I think they will get a Dragon out of this as well, which is very, very important. We are 9 minutes in, and Dragon is still alive, despite your bot lane being so ahead. It's going to be an important tool, but at the same time, Nuclear Panda also getting the grabs on top side. Really surprised that on top lane we ended up with no kills at all.
Yeah, that situation where Zahen has 5 HP, but I don't know how much lifesteal actually. Too much lifesteal. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Gragas without mana, yeah, couldn't finish him off. Sorry. Well, we get something for something. 3 grabs for 1 Drake. I don't know if we will be able to use the push from grabs on Gragas Ari. I think Ari will just push the wave and come to her team later on. Gragas, I think the same thing, not really a split pusher. But it's better to have it than not have it, right? Second plate for the red bot lane. Janna is really hitting these Qs, by the way. Like, when she hits the Q, when she uses the Q, she always hits at least 1 to like 2 or 3 people.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Ariel definitely having a very big impact in this game so far. That doesn't only show in the score, but generally in this gameplay. And they have been snowballing this top lane surprisingly well, you know? Like, there's some really good coordination around this to make sure to hit the right timings and also punishing Limka and Yahong for any oversteps. And yeah, I mean, so far, I think that really backfired because, like, the bot lane, like the snowball started out with actually a very good good start in bot lane for Packmiko. They got the push into a double range. They got some good chunks of HP, and then in the end they overcommitted. And from there on, this just goes downhill because if you fall behind and you don't have enough burst here on an engaged matchup on support, this becomes really tough, especially because they also have a jungler who is more of a supportive jungler, so the only damage you really can rely on is the Kai'Sa.
Yeah, right. And especially if they're behind, it's hard to find something now. With this 4 Janna.
Yeah. Well, there's one good thing though, is that Nuclear Panda actually has quite a big CS lead in jungle, but at the same time, Eevee also up almost 30 CS over that Ari.
Yes, that's true. Can we actually see the gold difference?
There we go. Oh,
there we go.
And we
Thank
might
you.
have something going on top lane. Oh, Glacial Prison missed, but I think that doesn't matter.
It should be a kill. It should be a kill.
Should be a kill. It is a kill. It is.
It is a kill for Gragas. Okay, so now actually we have a 1k gold difference in the mid lane and other lanes. Oh yeah, and 1k gold in the support role, but otherwise it's pretty much even on every lane.
Yeah, I mean, there's one thing, by the way, I like about San. And it is that the revive is not that easy to get. Because I would have said there is some bullshit if this San actually revived there and somehow turns this around. But in this case, you could not revive because you couldn't get enough stacks.
Yes, it's
so
12,
that's at
right?
least nice. Yeah, wait. I don't have the exact number, but I know it was high enough. For
I think it's 12. I think it's 12
time.
stacks.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, gold wise, for sure, they have been catching up now a little bit on the side of Packmiko. But still, Blackline has a very good lead. And also strong side lanes, because you have also talked about it, but the grubs are gonna be a bit hard to use when you face like a very strong Sylas in side lane. And Kai'Sa is not the champ that can hit those turrets very easily.
Yeah,
so
I think
it's
it was more of a...
when you win like team fights later on, which is gonna be hard when you're already this behind.
Yeah, I think it was more of a countermeasure to not let Sylas and Zahen get the grabs. But we have a angle on Zahen right now. Gragas is looking for this poke, looking for a kill maybe. Zahen ulting away to escape, but has to get to the fight.
Ah, wait, no, that healing.
That healing.
The healing.
But Gragas kills also. The flash from Zahen gets her to safety. Okay, but Gragas is really oppressive here.
Yes, also has this Rod of Ages finished. So that's
okay, we're
very
looking
nice.
for a kill on Janna.
Oh, and here we see the potential of that Leona Sejuani engage. Flash forward. for a dubstep ignite, but that's not gonna kill that Janna. Also still has the Monsoon to use now to make sure to heal up Knochentope, who's now popping the ultimate herself, and Kai'Sa is gonna go down, and it's kind of the same story. We're back at square one, how it started. We just overcommit and in the end die, and this could actually be 4 kills for the side of Black Lion here, and that is exactly that. Also very nice roam by Eevee, and that's a disaster class. You couldn't get that kill on the Janna, and in the end they're turning it around and punish you for that.
Yes,
Very
it was
well played.
stun into stun into stun on Janna, but it still wasn't enough. She just flashes away on the tower. And we flash right after her, and it's a little bit too much. Now it's a really tragic situation for the red side for Packmiko. It's 4k gold lead for Black Lion. I don't know how Packmiko wants to play this game now.
Yeah, I mean, they're kind of relying on mistakes. At least they have a comp for that, but they're really purely relying on a misstep that they can catch someone out. And Kai'Sa still needs items. I mean, you want to have some more items so that Kai'Sa can actually lay down the burst, because that's another thing I said. They kind of are lacking burst. At least that Gragas is going AP and might get another kill here. But it's actually should
I think
just
just
walk out.
little damage. Yeah, Zahena has his passive.
Oh, revive. Yeah,
Poppy's
reviving,
here.
and I think they're out.
Well, we would really like to see what's going there. Yeah, they just leave. They'll just leave. Well, kind of unfortunate situation. Kind of unfortunate situation. Because you can't really find any kills on Kai'Sa, your win con. Ahri is behind, can't find kills either. The only way to get kills is Gragas, but Gragas is actually dying just now. 1v2.
No flash.
Sejuani, yeah, too far to help.
Oh, big mistake. Big
Yes,
mistake. Playing with fire there and getting burned.
Yes, here we lose kind of our last hope, I think. Like now every lane is behind.
Yeah.
Now it's really hard to find something. You gotta just, I don't know, maybe look for a little bit of how do you call it? Cross mapping. Sorry, I forgot the word. Look for cross map, because I don't think that red team, that Packmiko, can really look for a 5v5 now for any catches, because the team is always gonna be together. Yeah, can't even contest any little fights on bot lane.
Yeah.
Sivir just has too much damage, Janna has too much sustain, too many shields, too much healing, too much safety.
Yeah, and that's the thing that kind of sucks for you, because this Janna is only gonna like get even more supportive, because now we have the Moonstone. I'm pretty sure next we are finally gonna have that redemption, which generally is a very, very strong item. So the more behind you are, the tinier this kind of window is where you really can find that burst that might still give you a chance of winning a fight. Because even now that you're this behind, if you get this first kill, if you use everything, they can maybe still turn it around. But look at this, there's a roam.
Maybe this is the window, maybe this is the window. Okay, we're looking for Janna.
That would be a big kill. That's a shutdown. Who's gonna get it? Is it Ahri? Give it to Ahri.
It is Ahri.
Yep. 800 gold in the pocket. Make that a double kill. Sivir getting shut down as well. In the meantime, on top lane, we have Sona getting ganked, but she's a Gragas. She can just body slam her way out.
Okay, so we found our win con, I think. Ahri, can we look the gold now?
Oh. Actually, there's a Poppy. Hello. But yeah, again, body
She's
slam,
just a little bit lost.
face rush, goodbye.
Okay, Ahri caught up in gold with Sylas, finally. We have a competitor to match the damage.
Yes, and it's very big, because Ahri still, especially if you build correctly here, can put out a lot of burst. So that's something you take. But there might be another kill coming through. Yeah, you just gotta accept that the turret is gonna fall here. That's the inner turret. That's very dangerous. At least, I mean, this is looking at the bright side here. Okay, you most likely are not gonna win that game as the red side team. Let's be real. But enemy took that inner turret, but at least they don't have grubs, so it might be easier to keep this inhibitor alive, but nevertheless, this is very bad news. And now another fight breaking out. We're going completely crazy here. The cask use. Can the Gragas put out enough damage? The answer is no. It's kind of very obvious to be fair, but yeah, in the end, Eevee just walks out on that Silas, is gonna hit the recall button, and we're back to farming.
Yeah, so even throwing all of their resources, all of their spells, all of their stuns, their lockdowns from red side, they still can't find a kill. Because there's too much defensive measures from Black Lion. They're too far ahead. There's
Yeah.
Drake in 5 seconds, and red team has no chance of getting it.
Yeah. This is rough. Third Drake. Atakan also spawning. I mean, this could be something that might be a bit dangerous. Don't do that, Atakan. Don't do that, Atakan. This is like the one. This is the one way back. Actually, they have no clue what's happening, and you can see Sona just TPing in the middle of 3 people, but the Gragas is still tanky enough, surviving a lot of damage, and now that Poppy might get caught out. If you get this kill, this would be huge. But no, somehow she's surviving. Alakamita walking out
Limka
of here,
finds a kill.
going down. And now they are turning this one around. They're overcommitting yet again. Alakamita going down finally. That's a huge shutdown yet again. This time for the Sejuani. But it is Black Lion going out with more kills again. And they might just start dragging up anyway, even without a smite. Actually, never mind. They're not risking that one. But having that shutdown on the Sejuani, still not too bad.
Yes, and I don't know if you've seen, but there was a really intense 1v1 between the AD carries. And Kai'Sa actually won. Sivir went down with her flash. Unfortunately safe for the next fight.
Yeah. And that
but they might
Kai'Sa
be
also
looking.
now 2 items.
Yeah, but they might be looking now. Kai'Sa got 2 items finally.
Yeah, a lot of ultimates still down. I think Silas has the hijack ready.
Yep.
But else we only have the cask from Gragas on red side, on Packmiko, and well, Black Lion. They should have the Monsoon up. They also should have up the Sivir ult, which name I have forgotten.
Okay, but this is really a dangerous situation for the Packmiko.
Oh, Glacial Prison. Now they can catch out a target. That's the Jenna down. It's a big pickup because that's all the healing now gone. Maybe now with Kai'Sa's damage they can finally take them all down, but nope. Kai'Sa falls too quickly, and with that it is probably the nail in the coffin if it wasn't before yet. Should be the game for Black Lion. They're gonna pick up a 3rd dragon. They probably will also pick up the Atakan as well, as Sona here should be taken down by Eevee. Gets out of the situation, but it doesn't really matter here. We have Starry pushing on top lane, putting pressure down here. Also hitting that Demolish proc. That should be an inhib turret. And you can see the rest of the team now walking towards Atakan, and Starry plays it safe, walks out, knows there should be teammates of Packmiko coming and defending this inhib, so they can freely do that Atakan on bot side. For now.
For now.
Actually, they might.
They might be looking. Actually, they are really decisive about it. They're just running straight for the Atakan.
We have Glacial Prison on that Silas and the Poppy ult. Yeah, okay. Bye-bye. That makes it easy, and now they can just walk out. Kai'Sa actually? Oh!
Okay, she's looking. She's looking for the second one.
One kill. Can she also take down Alakamita? That would be huge. Double kill. Leono, the Solar Flare hitting. Maybe that's a triple. That Kai'Sa somehow still staying alive. Now finally getting taken down, but the charm hits as well. Huge shutdown yet again for that Ahri as Eevee goes down as well. But the Atakan, yeah, like we said, still on the side of Black Lion. Sacrifice now overstepping as well. The charm should hit, and Kiwi is gonna get another kill here. Never mind, it's actually the Leona picking it up.
Okay, but Packmiko really aggressive here. It's really appreciated when they don't just give up. That's the Limka I know that just goes into 3 people, kills 2 of them, and lives on 1 HP, man.
But this is kind of thing, you know? Like, you have to try. Like, if you don't try, if you're just gonna keep on playing passive, you will
Yes.
lose 100%. But if you go in here, you probably will still lose. But at least you tried. And in this case, it actually was a very good fight for them.
Yeah. My neighbor's turning on the music now again. Okay. I hope it's not.
Let's go.
You can't hear it. Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, so blue team really looking to close up the game now.
Yeah,
They're gonna
I mean,
win Baron spawns in 15 seconds. I think red team has to contest it. If they don't contest it, they just lose the game.
yeah. Need some wards around, and that's what they're looking for, but that also might mean the Leona is getting caught out, and that's exactly when Baron spawns. So yeah, that Leona is dead.
Yeah, not a
It's
good look.
the
Not a good
big
look.
engage. Yeah, that's a big engage tool down. I know you want to look for vision here, but you kind of just did it blindly. Now all you can hope for is that Nuclear Panda somehow steals that Baron away. Has to control it, so she could look for it. There's a Sion on the flank, by the way. They
Oh,
might
but they
actually just turn instead of doing that Baron. And yeah, their Sion says, "Hello, Kaiser. Nice to meet you. You're dead."
Yeah, Limka in this situation, unfortunately, no escape. No peel from Leona, no peel from Sejuani, no peel from Ari. She was all alone and died all alone. How sad.
Yes, and Eevee here, oh, nice connect of the chain onto Kiwi here to take her down as well. The Monsoon keeps on healing up the team to make sure they can get kill after kill after kill, and maybe this even is gonna be an ace. And in the meantime, Alakamita and Knochentuppe are doing that Baron. And yep, Leona here is gonna go down. Starry taking that kill, and with this, the ace. And yeah, I mean, you have very, very strong solo laners here on the side of Black Lion, and you see it as well in score and in general impact in the game. We have a 7-1-2 Zahan and a 10-1-8 Silas. But at the same time as well, very, very good job early, gently, by the bot lane and Alakamita to snowball that bot lane matchup too. Made it very, very hard here for Packmiko to have any chance, and with this Baron, they're gonna look for the end.
Yes, it's a 10k gold lead. Baron on the blue side. The gold lead is probably the case of the two solo laners, like you said. And they are using this gold very well. We can see Silas going into the jungle, not afraid of anything, going into two people straight up. I don't think
Yep.
there's a chance they live here now. The Sejuani dying, they can just straight up dive them. Sivir is not afraid, just diving two people, even if she dies for it. And she does, and
Ooh,
she doesn't kill!
this is actually not too good, but at the same time, Zahan, Starry is taking on inhibs, so it should be fine. They're just too fat. If
Yes,
they
they go
wouldn't be
into
this
the
fat,
end.
that would have been a big int, but in this case, it's just a Sivir having fun, 3-item Sivir, just Perma having her W up, dealing so much AoE damage. Trying to take down Kiwi here, but she's able to Spirit Rush out of the situation, but she's not able to Spirit Rush out of this loss as Black Lion... Oh! Still gonna have Ivy dying here, but outside of that, they're gonna make the Nexus explode and take a very, very confident win. Very good bot lane snowball, gave Eevee and Starry a lot of time to just kind of, get comfortable in this game. And then they kept on punishing. I mean, a very, very aggressive bot lane from Packmiko, and they were always so close, even later on, so close to sometimes like
Yes,
taking this one kill, and then it didn't, and then the cavalry arrived with the jungle and mid lane, and killed them all, and that made it a very, very rough game here for Packmiko. Very deserved win from Black Lion, which I think overall is one of the favorites here in this tournament, because they picked up two very strong solo laners in their roster.
Yes, I think the pressure from Black Lion throughout the whole game was really, really stable. I didn't really see any opportunities for Packmiko throughout the game. You didn't really have that, oh, now it's combat
Yeah,
moment. You
yeah.
didn't have that really. You were just
Yeah,
slowly bleeding out, and now you have a really big gushing blood running. You know, there wasn't really an opportunity for Packmiko to turn this game around.
yeah, for sure. I mean, it was still like there's still moments where it's like, oh, they're getting a bit of gold back, but never in that moment where it's like, yep, okay, now it might get dangerous. Never really the case. And with that, we have our first winner of Group B. Just to remind you, Group A is just starting with the next round, and we actually are gonna go over to Group A. We will cast Dragnum 4 games against Team Y. That's gonna start at 15 o'clock. So before I send us to a break, I will quickly just run down the roster so you know what to expect. We have Ragnum 4 games with Lao, Nikiri, Death Disease. Well, okay, that's a nice name. Severa and Xeli. And we have Team Y with Yuami. Wait, give me a second. That name is a bit. I'm looking at the Excel file where I have all the names. So my bad here for. I think Y stands for Violet. Oh yeah, it's that. Okay, makes sense. They're Team Y. My bad. And then I have Shani, Ghost, and Bittersweet on the side of Team Y. So that's what you can expect. But we're still gonna have like 15 to 20 minutes for that game to come up, and till then, we are gonna send you into a break. All right, am I doing the intro? Hello, hello.
Yeah, you're the color.
I mean, now I'm the color caster. Usually it's no play-by-play doing like we just swap roles. Aren't you supposed to
Okay.
do the intro? I think we nailed it. It's fine. The intro is perfect.
Hello, guys. Hello, back again. We're back in the second game. We can see Regnum for games on the blue side and Team Vi on the red side. I think we've talked something about them before we last left off. The draft is already in motion. We can see Nico and Mel bans for the Regnum games and Team Vi. First ban Caitlyn, second ban Maokai. Actually, pretty predictable. Knowing Nikiri as a jungler on Regnum for games, she really likes those hard engages, Sejuani, Maokai, Wukong. These are her picks. I wouldn't be surprised to see Wukong as well as a ban.
Well, let's see. And so far, a Maokai ban I find very, very interesting. I think usually something you don't necessarily want to have. Like banned, I think there's a lot of answers to it. Oh no, we have Rel banned. That would be disappointing if that ban comes through. I was so ready. I mean, that's kind of the meme. I mean, Xeli was always playing Rel in like almost all of their officials, and now it's banned. What is
Yeah, that's her
Xeli gonna
second most
pick?
played
GG.
champ, right?
What is she gonna pick?
I think they're looking for Wukong first pick or Sejuani. That's my guess.
Yeah,
Nikiri really likes to first pick junglers in their team.
and it also just, I mean, jungle relies a lot on like how your
Ah,
lanes are going and everything. So if you pick a jungler who can fit a lot of roles, it's very nice. And yeah, I mean, Wukong, I think throughout the year was one of the best like blind picks. It's for sure a champ that can get countered. But generally he can fit a lot of drafts. He can like be a follow-up engage. He can also be just a disengage, like with his ult to just stand there and be like, oh, you want to engage? I just ult. So yeah, with Wukong, we also already have tools against Misfortune, um, which they now are picking into that Wukong. I'm not really a big fan, but that said, if you build very well around it, it can still be great. And we have an Amumu Hover, which could be an answer into Wukong, but at the same time, it still could be a flex if you want to go the Amumu Misfortune support ADC combo. And either way, they are gonna synergize in later stages of the game with the ultimates.
yeah, I don't really think it's a flex because if you look at the team's OPGGs, Amumu is the first most played champion of Team Vi's jungler. Like the first
Yeah.
one. It's her comfort pick, so I don't really think it's going anywhere else than jungle. They are looking for a team fighting composition on both sides, actually. Ornn really high up.
Ooh,
I like that. I
I like
like
that one.
seeing Ornn in the first rotation, blind completely.
Yes. Yes. For sure. And on very nice as well into the misfortune, who now has like the kind of like you're kind of at a point where both ways you could go kind of suck, because either you go crit, but you will not have the chance to have like the spell sheet shield from the item,
Mm,
or you go lethality, and well, you can go for, I forgot the name, for Edge of Night. Edge of Night, of course.
mm-hmm.
You can go for Edge of Night, you know, but then you don't have the best damage into a tank like Ornn. So it makes it a lot harder to play. I think this is a very, very hard matchup for Misfortune to play right now already, because there are multiple tools to deal with her. And if you then add a support later, like Leona, for example, it becomes even easier, which could potentially even be something they want to ban. At least they have Aatrox now, which is gonna dish out a lot of lane priority, and that is something they have going for red side here. They can force a lot of lane prio depending on how the rest of the draft turns out.
Yes, I think the red side team Vi will still be looking for just more enablers for MF to dish out as much damage as she can. Aatrox, really, I think it's just to win the lane, the top lane, just to get this prior early on to get objectives. But otherwise, I'm really thinking of like maybe even Seraphine. Looking at Bittersweet's picks, I think like Seraphine is the only massive engage tool that she has left. Uh, at least judging from her solo queue picks, of course.
Yes. I mean, it can always be a bit different in competitive, but I
Of
really
course.
like Seraphine. I think it's a very, very good champ, especially when you have like teams that you kind of like mix up that don't have the strongest synergy coming through. I think Seraphine, very nice champ to do, like kind of the jack of all trades. You have an enchanter, you have someone who can kind of like still engage with
Yeah.
range. So that's very nice. The only problem is that normally, if you want to use the
Oh.
Seraphine for that, you actually need someone else who can go in, which so far is not that easy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Actually, just
But they're
going
looking for this
for,
disengage on Braum
oh,
into Ornn. I think they are just expecting heavy engage from Ragnar for games. They see Ornn, they think, yeah, Braum's open, we're picking Braum. On blue side, I really expect Orianna here in the mid lane with Wukong. Really good combo. Maybe Syndra, but I would really like to see Orianna here.
yes, I think it works really well with the Wukong. You just have like the Orianna old Wukong old combo to actually have a lot of CC burst. And the Karma just to punish that Brom. You're already free to pick an Enchanter here, even with your engage, because you already
Oh,
have on. The only thing is, though, that Brom here is also kind of a pick that sets up the Misfortune. They kind of saw in drafts, oh, Misfortune ult is going to be a bit tough to use here unless we have the Brom Shield, which can block the on ult and make sure that Misfortune can actually get an ult up very easily. And it is not even a Karma support,
Yeah,
it's a
it's a
Karma mid
Karma
lane.
mid lane, which is
But
her comfort pick, which is Dev's
yeah,
disease comfort pick in the mid lane.
it's also very nice because there's not a lot of champs that can answer Karma early, so Yori can get some prior here, and now they're actually turning this draft around because they have Yunara, Milio, and they have a Karma mid lane, so they have a good amount of prior in the early game. Still a lot of very, very good scaling. The biggest issue for the draft really is a lot is about this Yunara. So if this Yunara goes down, a Karma doesn't dish out that much damage. Neither does a Wukong, unless really fat. So it's gonna be all around this Yunara gameplay for Ragnar 4 games. And well, on the other side, I think you have a much better damage profile. You also have easy ways to actually burst the Yunara. I personally, just from a draft perspective, obviously also is always gameplay and everything, but I think that team-wise draft overall, they have a lot more ways to win it. While okay, there's a lot of good engage options as well on the side of Ragnar 4 games, but their issue later is going to be damage. If you Yunara that, you will have a hard time, especially into a lot of tools they have to just kind of block you from even getting onto your Lux and Misfortune of your carries. With Aatrox having the Darkened Blade, for example, Amumu having the Bandage Toss or the Curse of the Sad Mummy, and Braum has many tools. Wait, I hope I remember the spell name correctly. They're kind of coming to me the more I cast because I haven't casted in a long time. I think it was the Glacial Fissure. I'm actually
I just gave
checking
up
them.
on
Yeah,
it. I just
it's
gave up on
Glacial
it.
Fissure. I got it. Glacial Fissure. Let's go. The
Let's
Unbreakable,
go.
the Stand behind me, and even the Winter's Bite and the Concussive Blows. Everything of Braum is kind of like, I peel you, I peel you. So this is going to make it really hard for Ragnar 4 games. So I'm siding with Team Vi on the draft.
Yeah, I'm a little bit biased because I have two friends on the left side, one friend on the right side. But honestly, I totally agree with you that having more than just one win con, as Yunara here, right, it would be preferable. Yunara without a cleanse, without the Mikael's maybe, without Milius ult, one stun and she goes down, and then
Yes.
you have literally no way of playing. Because even
Yes.
Karma, even if she builds Malignance, even if she goes for the huge damage, it's still lacking compared to Misfortune, compared to Aatrox, compared to Lux.
Yeah, for sure. And gonna be interesting in the end how it play out because it's a tournament where I think there's also what makes it cool. There's different strengths of player elo wise. So you can also just be like, hey, maybe you have a one strong player, and in this case, for Ragnar 4 games, it would be Severa. We trust you. Carry us. Let's go. You get the Yunara. Carry us. So let's see how that turns out. But will be interesting to see.
Yes, it's my favorite kind of draft. Get down, Mr. President draft. When I participate in a project where we play as women in a Polish project, and sometimes when we play these kind of drafts and they happen often, we always just scream, during the games, "Get down, Mr. President!" And it's really
It
fun
is
to play.
actually. I know it's fun, but I gotta say this is actually a very good thing that a good amount of teams even apply generally, to have kind of a way of saying what it means, in a very short way, to have a kind of a buzzword, so everyone will know what it is about, so everyone will know what your strategy is, and so
Mhm.
it makes it very easy. So yeah, in this case, that is their strategy, and let's see how they pull it off.
Yeah, I'm really wondering how does the blue side want to play early game? How does Ragnar want to play early game? Because really, looking even at 2v2s in mid lane, I don't think they're winning, honestly. On top lane, you have Aatrox into Ornn.
Yeah.
I mean, don't underestimate Ornn. Don't underestimate his
No,
damage. I've seen
no, no.
I've seen good Ornn players one shot enemy top laners multiple times.
Yeah.
It's always surprising to me how that champion deals so much damage, but still,
Yeah.
you
I
have
mean,
to.
yeah. If you underestimate it as Aatrox in this matchup, it's also like you actually gotta make sure like your first focus is playing the wave, and then you try to still get out some damage. But the big thing that Aatrox has in this matchup, first of all, is just kind of like the wave control and the pressure. If you overtrade, on can dish out a lot of damage. If you have the wave on your side, though, you will always win as the Aatrox. So, yeah, all about that. Let's see how they are gonna play that one out. And I agree. I mean, pressure-wise, you have Yunara Millie on bot lane, who should always get pressure. And you have that Karma, who has like Mantra Q, and it's like, yep, that wave is pushed. So gonna be a bit tough early game, but I think afterwards, as long as you don't fall too behind on the side of Team Y, it's gonna be smooth sailing. And additionally, you kind of lack that, like even though if you get the prior on the side of
Mm.
Ragnar 4 games, you're gonna get some control. And you might get a dragon early. Maybe you can steal a buff, and you're gonna get that scuttle control. Yes, but you can't pull the trigger like with an engaged champ, where you're just like, oh, we got control. Now they're overstepping. Let's go in. You can't do that.
Yes.
So they will, as long as Team Y accepts, okay, I mean, the early game is going to be a bit tough, and they don't give up too many kills. They should still be in a fine spot as soon as like they're grouping up, they're hitting their ultimates, and well, just killing them all.
Yeah, well, actually, I was literally thinking about it. That I'm looking at the Regnum, sorry, draft, and I'm thinking, why do I feel so insecure when I'm imagining myself playing it? When you go into the jungle, when you go into a position where you want to hold control, and you're just pushed out. When there is a Braum coming, Lax coming with Q, Braum coming with Q with ult, Amumu coming with ult with Qs, you're just kind of scared to stand there, and you have to
Yeah,
leave. Whereas Team Vi doesn't really have that insecurity here. They can just stand, hold their ground, stand behind Braum kind of thing.
yeah,
Okay, as predicted, we see the cleanse on Yunara. That's good. That's good. We love to see that. Kind of surprised Karma goes with Airy here. Maybe really falling into that protected president team composition. We don't really see the game right now. Oh,
well, I
okay.
think we have some
Oh, great.
quick.
Thank you.
Okay, now we had some small technical things to work out. But I think now it's fine. We are in the game, so let's look at the interesting stuff for me. The first thing that stands out is Lux is still AFK, so I'm not sure what items she's gonna buy. We have Doran's shield on Aatrox. Okay.
Interesting
Uh,
choice.
yeah, find it very
Oh, and
interesting.
there's the
And there's the
pause.
pause. There's the pause, but actually Lux is just walking out of base, so it might still be a technical thing. Who knows? But also there's not much on the item side outside of that. Yeah, that's the orange shield. I find it very, very interesting. Um, but yeah, else. Well, we have MF on. Oh, yeah, that one is interesting because it kind of gives away what Misfortune is probably gonna build. It's gonna be, I assume, a lethality. More of a well, it could also still be a crit. Never mind. You can kind of go both, but it's more likely gonna be lethality Misfortune with stuff like Humos or Collector.
Mm-hmm.
Because and I think it's like the general build you go right now in Misfortune. It kind of changes and it depends also on game and everything. I think in competitive you might see a bit less lethality, but in this case we have first strike, Misfortune, just wanting to burst, and it also makes sense because there's a lot of shielding power on the side of Regnum 4 games. So one thing you really want outside of just the Edge of Night to cover yourself from a on ult is that Serpent's Fang. That one is going to be huge into Karma Milio.
Yeah, they're really lucky actually, or it just was put out. for true, sorry, that you have actually two champions, which you can build Serpent's Fang on. You have Aatrox.
Yeah.
Not really a best item for him, but you get the point. And there's
Y-
Misfortune.
Yeah. That exactly. I didn't expect them, to be fair, to go for Carmamelio into Misfortune. You should not do that, to be honest. I know, but the issue is also, and this is like some kind of interesting thing also, that draft dynamic, where you can blind pick certain champs, and the enemy is kind of already doomed, like they kind of cooked in draft, because they can decide to counter pick it, but it doesn't fit their draft, or they need to pick something that fits their draft, but they're gonna get counter picked by the champ. So like them picking Braum, for example, you already really want to pick an enchanter or like a ranged champ to be able to deal with that Braum in lane to always get that push, because if you pick an engaged champ into Braum, you're already messing up. But that's kind of the issue. Then you're playing into Misfortune and Lux, where first of all, Misfortune can answer Enchanters very well because she can build Serpent's Fang. And the second thing, okay, we didn't see the Lux till the end, but already the Misfortune, you kind of want to get onto her to cancel her ultimate out. But that's why this Braum pick actually kind of genius at that point. A very, very nice draft here on the side of Team White. Just pick the Braum blind and be like, yeah, what are you gonna do? You're gonna either counter yourself in lane or counter yourself in draft. And
Really interesting two words here.
double what?
For better
Just
vision.
gonna make sure they can't red trinket that one.
Here as well, here as well. Two words
Okay.
also.
I guess they're both just they hate wards. They want to make the game more exciting.
I'm really actually kind of surprised that we have Ignite on Braum. They're looking for that early kills, I think, with Amumu, but Amumu's buffing to top. I don't know what that means.
Huh. I mean, to be fair, as a Momo, you kind of want to hit that level. I mean, both junglers kind of want to hit that level 6. Amumu still has more gank power than Wukong. But here we can see the nice Karma. Actually, even with the W, level 1. Interesting.
Yeah, I think it was after
getting
failed early invade.
Yeah.
Or just a
yeah.
misclick. Happens to the best of us.
Yes, but it's still interesting that she. I mean, I guess Lux didn't see that one coming because Regnum 4 games here, despite not having that Q, especially that Mantra Q, still getting easy priority in mid lane. But considering their pathing to the other side of the map, this should not really matter as much here.
Yes, and we can see that the Prior is almost exactly as we predicted. Outside of this Karma, Aatrox holds the Prior bot lane. On the blue side holds the Prior. Braum, MF don't really have any counterplay to this. Can't really contest the ranged champions. But Amumu is looking for an early gank. Half HP only. So they might be looking for a turn, but Yunara gets the Q from Amumu, flashes, cleanses. Amumu is really low, Amelia flashes away. Braum trying to protect Amumu, so he doesn't have to use his flash. Blue side doesn't have any sums right now, so Amumu might be looking for a round too soon. Unless he's just going for the enemy raptors, as he's pinging.
Well, those raptors though are gone. Could look for a mid lane gank though, that Karma needs to... Well...
And hits his Q! Karma has to use flash, but Amumu has the second Q. Karma has a really tough position, but damage is lacking from Lux. We don't see the Q hit on Karma, and she just goes to safety under her tower. Really far back, this recall.
I mean, this is very interesting, like as a jungler normally early you don't look for these ganks, but because this can snowball actually. If you look at it long term, there has been kind of like, if you look competitive play, there's not often where you see early games coming in. So that's going to be very, very interesting to see how Nikiri is going to answer that, because she has a huge farm advantage, a speed advantage, like tempo advantage as a jungler. So this could backfire, but there has been so much those two ganks forced out at the same time that you should generally have it much easier to kind of have the spot side control, or even if Naonike with the lead she has is trying to invade, you just have that stamina advantage, that it should be completely fine. That said though, even without summoners, this Yunara Milio has like full control over the lane. Nevertheless, it just makes it a bit easier. Takes off a bit of pressure, but that is kind of it. Well, let's see if a few minutes from now how the jungle matchup is gonna look if Nikiri is able to punish the Mumu just not getting that farm in and instead ganking, or if these ganks actually paid off.
Yeah, we might be talking about Amumu losing a little bit of time. We see everyone full clearing into full clearing into full clearing all the time, at least in my ranked games and on Worlds. But still, these ganks forced 6 summoner spells. If
Look
you
at the
count
pings
the
on the
Karma
minimap.
TP.
We can see, I mean, the push is coming through. There's no recall yet, but we have cookies. We even have potions for some more effective HP on that Jinara, and the invade is coming through. Karma's gonna prior anyway. And this is kind of the issue. Yes, you get all these summoner spells down, but you still are not gonna get prior. You don't have chance to get
Oh, but
onto
Karma
them.
and Wukong are in a really bad spot right now. Wukong gets the Amomo Q, really bad spot, has flash, but I don't think she will be able to escape. Lux has the angle to kill Wukong. We got the brown stacks, we got the flash from Amomo, but targeting the wrong Wukong, targeting the clone. Amomo's looking for that last Q, doesn't connect, unfortunately, and the blue team is able to leave. But Yunara, without the cleanse, they're looking to get the kill. Ignite is off. Amumu stunning. Milio again gets the first blood. Finally, after so many stuns, so many flashes burned, we finally see the first blood on Milio. We lost how many flashes this fight? Just
I actually think
2.
there aren't that many. Yeah, because
just
a
2
lot of them
junglers.
were already down. Because
Yes,
Karma,
yes.
Yunara, Millie already used their summoners earlier, so it wasn't that many. But that was also kind of the thing. That was like the question I was putting. Like, are you gonna properly punish that? Because Wukong should always have a tempo advantage. Nikiri decided to go for the invade. And yes, you got Prio, but you don't have summoner spells. And it also cost you time to walk into the enemy jungle. So in the end, that didn't really turn out that great, as this Amumu has the teammates with summoners helping out. And it's maybe gonna get punished for the dragon here. If you give up 1 kill, that's fine. Just walk out here. Lux actually has to invest the flash in this play. But the Cyclone used here by Nikiri as well. So that's an important spell down. They had the first blood and the dragon, traded for a kill now back to that Wukong. Recall cancelled as well, which slows down Nikiri too in her tempo, which is actually something as kind of a relief for Amumu here, to get some more time to breathe after doing so much work for her team. Yeah, good start actually for Team Y here. Gold is even, but they have a dragon.
Yeah, I think this dragon was a little bit too much. At least you can see that I don't know if you noticed, Lux didn't really have level 6 yet. Karma is level 7 now. Lux just got her 6. They did the Drake without the Lux's ult. And even despite the fact that they took first blood, they still have mid laner behind. But now Nikiri, kind of a tough situation, has no flash, gets ulted by Lux, not able to escape HXW. Will get probably caught. No, she still has her clone. And now Yunara is here. Yunara is here trying to save the day.
The lane swapping for grubs, yeah.
Yeah. Finally, no one's getting caught.
Yeah. Off her way is a Mumu actually from Ultimate, because it's gonna be really important to get like 1 more camp here, which might be the Scuttle, and then you finally have the Curse of the Sad Mummy. It's gonna be Crux for now, but in this case, it could be the important tool that wins you a decisive fight. And this right now, this invade, it is something that Regnum 4 Games definitely wasn't expecting, as Yunari actually also didn't expect the Aatrox to, well, potentially kill her, flashing just in time. But here is the Amumu now, with the level 6, got enough time. Are they gonna look for an engage? Wukong in the back, Cyclone almost
but
back up.
Sandwich by Wukong going in. He's got the Cyclone, uses the Cyclone. Amumu is down, 1 kill for Yunara. Now Aatrox has to leave as well. That will be all for Team Blue, but they have the control now for grabs. they will take these grabs easily.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty nice to pick them up. That said, and they don't really have the best team either to, you know, like utilize these grubs, but
Yeah, it's the same
this
situation as
generally,
last game.
yeah, and at least you kind of denied from the Aatrox, who probably is gonna look to, you know, like split push and then look for flanks. You deny that. That's gonna be something nice, and at the same time, it's also good to just stack up those for the feat of strength, because now you're 1-1 in neutral objectives, while you need one more kill to get your first point in the feat of strength battle, which, well, it's gonna be interesting because it's always something really, really key to talk about. Next season they're gonna get removed. Not sure how I feel about that. It's actually always cool to kind of follow that, even though in the end, like the boots upgrade, it really depended. I feel like it was a bit hard to sometimes balance because I think sometimes, like in some comps, if you get feats of strength, it's just completely broken because, like, for example, you get like really good shields into some comps, and then on the other side, sometimes they kind of feel like, okay, cool, nice, but not that insane.
Yeah, as a mid laner, as a earlier support player, I really just rushed the Ionian boots because they are really OP with the feeds buff. They're the most OP ones. So I never had that meh situation. I'm always happy when I get the upgrade.
And to be fair, I love upgraded Swifties. Like,
Yeah,
those
right.
are insane. Those are insane.
Yeah.
Like, you have a lot of movement speeds, and I think, I mean, Boots of Swiftness, there was a time where I already, like, always was, like, saying, hey, man, Boots of Swiftness, they are pretty good. Where they kind of weren't meta yet, and then people realized, hey, actually, they're pretty good. Then they got nerfed by 5 movement speed. And I think then they got nerfed even further, because I think they were even really cheap. But those boots, I always love them. And feats of strength, especially strong because you're just so damn fast, even in fights. So it becomes a lot harder to hit your skill shots too.
Yeah, and now they're moving it to mid laners only. In the next season, we as mid laners get only upgraded boots and recall every few minutes.
True, true. Meanwhile,
Yeah, that's why I'm
top
role
laner.
swapping.
Meanwhile, top laners be like, well, I'm level 20.
Yeah, but now Amomo is forced to flash, and he will not live through this. Wukong forced to use Cyclone. On the top side, Ornn ulting into Aatrox. This ult exchange, but Aatrox will be free to go.
Yeah, also
Forced the
brave flash
but...
forward, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like, it was a flash forward. That was a flash forward to dodge that Arnold, which was, I gotta say, a nice flash, but very risky. Almost got you killed here there. But, okay. In the end, it results in nothing. Yeah, it's gonna be a TP back into lane. You're gonna catch that wave. You can drag it out, so you force it on TP as well, and you're kind of still in the same spot as you have been before. Can also completely clear it, I guess. But on the other side of the map, we have... Oh, wait. Hold up. Never mind. Laura's gonna get out.
Nah,
okay, back to what has been happening. Yeah, we have Amumu getting caught. So, yeah, this is kind of also something. If you have control, and you work around your control, because you have champs that can get you so much prior, then you're still in a fine spot. Even though they have this, you know, like they have the Braum, they have the Mumu with MF wombo combo. Well, if you just catch someone because they have control and they rock into you, doesn't really matter. Mumu's dead. What are you gonna do? So that's what they have been doing with the Promise. Very, very nice. And they got themselves a dragon, and now we're 1-1 dragons. But they also are very, very close to feats of strength because they're now 2-1 in the objective fight, and they have gotten their 3 kills, so they already have their first point in the feats of strength, and they're gonna get the next one if they just take down, well, either the next dragon or the Rift Herald spawning in a minute.
Yeah, but look at Team Vi looking for the Ornn dive. Unfortunately, they are forced to resign. Since Ornn just respecting. On the top side, Nikiri looking for the Aatrox. They know that he doesn't have flash. She's looking at it. She's circling around. I don't know where we're looking at bot lane.
It's kind of hard though to kill that Aatrox, to be honest. That Aatrox already has the Spear of Shojin.
And we see the redemption for the damage even, but it's not enough. Nikiri flashing out. So we don't have Cyclone, we don't have the flash. Unfortunately, there's no objective coming up soon. At least sooner than 3 minutes. Aatrox, really tough spot, really tough spot. No one's going to help him. Amumu's coming, but I don't think it's a good idea. Aatrox is dying anyway, but she's trying to get even karma. At least one person with her. But it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. We see the first turret? Yes, the first turret on top lane. That's huge for the blue side. Yunara got this next kill, so that's 3 total. And that's exactly what we wanted to see. The lead on Yunara. We have that win con really well executed.
Yes, and it's also the feat of strength now. Don't even need that Herald. Can still take Rudolph anyway, but actually gonna decide to recall. Smart decision. I'm really interested to see who made the call, if this all was very, very intentional. Because this is something that you sometimes see in the highest level of play as well, but it's not that common, it's not as popular. But when you have that grubs, you can overload, like one side of the map where you know there will be only one player, kill that player, and then rush the turret because it's so easy to tear down the turret when you have 3 grubs, especially with 4 members there who all can activate the grub spawns. And I think this is kind of the realization they had. It seemed all very, very intentional that they were like, guys, Aatrox is alone in top lane. We have 3 grubs. This is our turret. This is our first blood turret, and we get feats of strength. Let's go. Let's do that. And yeah, very well played. Very good call. Really would like to know who did that one. Because this is some nice strategizing we are seeing here, which you don't always expect in a tournament as this, where you kind of just not necessarily have fully random teams, but the teams are more randomized. And I like that. I like seeing that.
Yeah, and especially even the execution of the call is important too, because you have trust issues kind of with the teams you don't know, where teams are randomized, where you play with people you don't know, and everyone just trusted that. We have 4 people decisively going one lane. I respect that. I can respect it.
Yeah, that was very cool, for sure. I mean, also something where people can actually take something away. If you get your 3 crops and can overload a lane, do that. It's very nice, very, very good. And we are.
We see an attempt to go in from Amumu, but has to flash out, ults 2 people, but will probably fall down for it. Yunara looking for that kill, doesn't really find it, and both teams go out okay. Amumu living really slightly, just, I don't know, 10 HP. Kind of unfortunate, but now they are free. Herald mid lane, they're trying to get this tower, I think. Or maybe it's just the classic Herald before Drake strategy.
Yeah, I think it's just that.
Yeah.
But this is still very nice for the side of Requiem 4 games, because if you force out the curse of the Set Mummy, and if you force out the bullet time, then it becomes much easier for you to play fights. And it is also something Requiem 4 games is doing very well right now, as they're putting the pressure down to kind of make them use the ults, and not really in great synergy. We saw the bullet time first, and it wasn't really hitting people. They could just sidestep it. So this is something I hope, like, in comms, you can, like, you realize that was not the best. Let's make sure next time the ultimates are up, we find that synergy. We do this right, because I mean, this is kind of the way to get back into the game. Hit right, like a really nice curse of the Set Mummy, because there wasn't 3 people. It was not bad, but at that time the bullet time was already down. If it's not down, you might just get 3 kills.
Yes, and we see an exchange on top lane. This top lane is really just deciding not to go to their team, fighting to death. Meanwhile, Amumu getting caught in her own jungle, doesn't live. Now it's a really easy Drake for the blue team, for Regnum.
And that's kind of the same as the first Drake. This is something they do really well right now. They're taking control of River and are just saying, like, let's wait for them to mess up. Let's wait for someone to walk in. They're gonna be curious if we do Dragon. If you look at the minimap as well, you see there's not only wards around River, around the entrance, but even some deeper wards to see them coming, to know, okay, they're going for it now. we just catch someone. What are they gonna do? If someone is dead, it's easy to play this, and this is happening, and it's like seems to be their go-to play to make sure that they can never play out this wombo combo, and it's working just right. And if they keep this up, this is gonna be very hard for Team Y. But well, dive coming in maybe on that Lux.
They're looking for Lux, and no one is here to save her. This should be a fairly easy execution, especially that she has no Q. She'll just tryna dish some damage out. Doesn't work though, so it's gonna be a second tower for the blue team. One thing I would like to take a look at is the gold difference, because it's actually, despite the feeling that Regnum has total control over the game, it's, well, maybe only 3k gold.
Yeah.
Because we see the difference in CS, so every single like carry on the red side has CS advantage, if you look at it.
Yeah, I mean, Misfortune also has first strike, which gets you some gold back, and
Yes.
Atakan, actually just like that, Atakan is gonna go over to Team Y, but the fight is gonna break out.
Yeah, and Aatrox tough spot, Braum tough spot, no flash to escape. Aatrox flashing out, there's a attempt to leave this situation, and it's gonna be successful. No one loses his life. But it's just a random Atakan, actually. There's no consequences for this.
I mean, it was kind of the issue because it was very nice to force the dive on Vi, but at the same on Lux, but at the same time, Team Vi had a lot of members on top side, so they just used the opportunity. We're like, guys, we might be behind. I really don't care. Let's do that Atakan. This is our chance, and it did, and it worked.
A little miscommunication from Amumu with Aatrox there. Team Blue is just gonna leave. We have Drake in 3 minutes, Baron in 3.5. There's a lot of free time to do anything now for both teams. Lux taking the opportunity, taking bot tower. She's really just a tool for pushing, no? During this game.
Let's push Lux.
Yeah, I love that.
But yeah, it is pretty huge though, because like they now invested so much time trying to, you know, get to that Atakan and trying to punish them for doing Atakan, and in the meantime, Shannon is just on bot lane and is just crashing an entire wave and taking a turret. So that is actually huge for the side of Team Y to bring them back into the game. And I think it's also always important that you have kind of the feeling, hey, we're still doing something, we're still relevant in the game, we still have ways to come back. It can give you confidence to have like some great plays like this, because in the end, remember, they just need a good ult combo between their Amumu and Misfortune, and they're back in this game.
Yeah, they really cross-mapping really well with this Lux. Like, they have this communication that, okay, I'm getting dove, do Atakan. Okay, now we're getting chased after Atakan, take bot turret as Lux. That's really, really good. So they're trying not to make this gold difference bigger. Meanwhile, Braum will make this gold difference bigger by dying. Maybe not. They just let him live. MF ulting. That's just a really big chaos of spells used. Wukong feeling a little too much, going a little too far, but they're still getting the third turret. And as you can see, Team Vi not really pushing anything outside of this one bot turret. Oh, Karma really feeling it.
Ooh. Okay.
Nice dodges, nice dodges. We like to see this.
Yeah, that's gonna be a flash down now. That's gonna be very key. Like we have Dragon in a minute, and Lux, who's already known to be not so mobile, now should be the primary target. Especially if that On decides to join the team. If you get like an On ult with the Cyclone followed up by Wukong onto that Lux, that's a dead target. So it is something we should look out for in about a minute, 40 seconds till the Dragon spawns. But at the same time, we also should look out for how Team Y is going to play it this time. Because Regnum 4 games, normally they took full vision control here and then let Team Y face check into them. Let's see if it's going to be that easy again, or if Team Y figured out a way to actually deal with them and, well, maybe even finally get their ult combo going with the Curse of the Set Mummy and the bullet time.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this, actually. I'm really looking forward to this moment. MF, little tough spot. Has to flash out, but will be safe. But losing your flash just before Drake, not that good, not that good. And they have
Yeah.
no way of entering here. They have no push. Red side has no push. Team Vi has no way of entering. No words either. No vision. They just try to go in blindly. This just won't really work for them though.
Yeah, it's kind of tough. And now we have the top laners joining as well, which in this case, honestly, much better for Ragnar 4 games.
Okay,
And as
but
you get a
Momo
catch like
finding
this,
ult. MF fighting bullet time, but will go down. Yunara dashing out the damage. Auto after auto, everyone just dies. 2 kills to Ornn, 3 kills to Yunara. It's an ace.
yeah, I mean, they finally get the ult combo off. The issue is, you just got one target. You need more than that. You need 3 targets minimum to honestly make this work. And because of this, because you're over-focused on Sally here, who kind of was the victim in the end, the rest of the team could just freely engage on Misfortune, who just lost Flash right before that. And as you already pointed out, that was like the big issue. You don't have Flash and 2 immobile carries into on Wukong. That's gonna be tough. If you don't play it out perfectly, you are just all gonna get killed. And that's exactly what happened. They didn't play it out perfectly, and now they are getting aced, they're losing Dragon, and they get Baron. Really, really well played here overall by Ragnar 4 games. They forced out 2 flashes right before Dragon, while Xeli unintentionally probably baited out the double ult from a Mumu Misfortune to go down, but for the rest of the team to clean up house.
Yeah, and this is a really tough spot for the Team Vi here. It's 11 to 3. They have nothing more than 1 Drake actually.
Yeah. It's kind of like the last shot, to be honest, like the next fight. First of all, you don't want to give up too much. Like right now, your mission is wait out that Baron. Try to keep your turrets alive as much as possible, and else do nothing but farm as good as you can. And then next fight, if it even gets to that, because if they play it really well right now, on the side of Ragnar 4 games, they could make it really, really tough. But let's see. So far, looking good, defending the Baron. But next fight, you gotta focus on the right target, and that right target is that Yunara. Okay, Yunara still has a melee ult to, get out of 60.
Yeah,
But
flash
even at that point, you might get enough damage done, because as soon as you kill the Yunara, this is like your one really like big damage on the team, and she's even 802. If you take on the Yunara,
okay, flash from
you're
Karma.
happy.
W connecting. Momo, relative spot has to flash out probably. Maybe
okay.
not. Really good bandage toss. Oh, and a really good combo. Karma almost down, but lives just barely. Now, without the bullet time, it will be really hard to push this lane out.
Yeah. And at the same time, we also have an inner turret falling here on top side, with Lau now joining the team and using the core of the Forge God.
Really good call of the Forge God. 3 kills. Yeah, this is hard to deal with. Hard to deal with.
That Yunara is huge.
They might be looking for an end.
Nice
They might be
engage.
looking for an end here.
Yeah. I mean,
They should be at least.
mission defending Baron definitely failed big time here. It's still 20 seconds or more on these players, and they are knocking on this Nexus
Especially
door.
if Aatrox goes down, yeah, this is a definite end. MF has no way of defending this.
That is a fat Yunara.
That is a fat Yunara. They had a win con, they went through it, they went for it, and they won.
Yes.
Simple as
And
that.
gotta say, Ragnar 4 games, they played a very, very nice game here overall. Like, there were a lot of great things in this game. The first thing was generally how they played around grubs, right? They took the grubs and they realized a later point in the game. And I think this is very, very important to say later point of the game, because a lot of teams, when they get grubs, they try to do the strategy instantly. But they realized they have a window to overload top lane and take that first turret, which gave them feat of strength. So that was very smart to wait for the right moment, then pull it off. Very nice to see. And then later on, or like I think even before that actually happened already, where multiple times they were setting up for Dragon, putting up very, very nice vision, and then letting Team Vi walk into that. Because that's very key. Team Vi's combos all around, like grouping together and getting the ultimate combos off. and if you just pick off a target, you don't allow them to do that, and you get a free Drake. So they played very, very well around their like windows, and played it out perfectly. So very deserved win for them.
Yeah, very straightforward, very correct way of playing, I would say.
Yeah, agreed. And it's very nice, very nice. I actually am impressed. I'm not gonna lie. But that also brings up. Okay, they're gonna pick up a win. Let's see other groups if we maybe have some results there as well. I mean, right now Black Lion already went 2-0. That's who we also casted in the first rounds. So I mean, they're pretty much looking like the favorites in Group B, to be honest. And well, in Group A, the other game is still going on. But that said, we are gonna jump back to Group B, right? Yeah, we're gonna
Yes.
have this Disability Pride Gaming against TDL Esport coming up as the next game. But of course, for now, we will send it over to break, right? Wait, that was me leading over. Now it's getting awkward silence. GG.
Welcome back again. We're here for the third game of this tournament. Well, third for us, at least. Right now, we have TDL Esport into Disability Pride Gaming EV. And the players are for the TDL Esport on top lane, we have Butter Bagel. In the jungle, Liz Art. On mid lane, we will see Minacious. On bot lane, Diana and Kuvu as a support. And on the second side, in the Disability Pride Gaming, we have Evilith in top lane, Sana-chan in jungle, G-Pro Wireless in the mid lane, love that name, Pivotless on the bottom side, and the Ashy as support. Well, do
Yes.
you have anything to say about the teams? Do you know anyone?
I mean, we have another tournament winner, not from this year, but someone who won EC, and then the Sana who won it with NNO last year. So that's definitely someone to look at. And also Pivotless, who had quite of a successful run with Solari this year, placing second at ESC and third in the Game Changers tournament. Who now role swap to bot lane. Was the top lane of Solari. So this is going to be also a sneak peek because Pivotless already announced that she wants to role swap to bot lane. So kind of the sneak peek on what to expect from her next year when she is going to play as a bot laner. So those two names, they're both on Disability Pride Gaming. Yeah, those definitely stand out. And it's going to be interesting because there's also going to be the big impact players for me to look at on their side.
Okay. Well, I actually know Pivotless. Like how do you say? Recognize the nickname.
Yes.
And but it didn't click for me that she's a bot laner because I just couldn't remind myself what the lane she was playing. Uh, has she been playing bot lane for a long time?
No. I mean, kind of like I think she started to play it mainly in solo queue like recently,
Oh, okay.
closer to off season. but generally, obviously, you even see it in OPGG. If you check it, there's a lot of Ambessa set games, for example,
Mm.
because she was the top laner for Solari. But yeah,
So
she.
it's like a debut.
I mean, it's kind of like she just. I think she just enjoys bot lane more, and that's kind of it. Because to be honest, top lane is kind of a role where if you are an impactful player, right now in generally in the sense of the scene, I think there is like you can really breach into it because I think there's not many like really strong top laners, so I think there's a bit less competition. But yeah, uh, will be interesting to see her now on bot lane how it's gonna play out because I think it's also very important. I mean, this is still the key thing. It might be something when you kind of see it as like I mean, maybe not necessarily as a full time job, but a passion project, which you
Mm.
want to turn into like a job anyway, if it works out. And you should have fun. And if you don't have fun playing top lane, but you have fun playing bot lane, then go for it.
Saying if you don't have fun playing top lane, I mean, is that even a question? I'm sorry, to all top laners, but I think many will agree with me that playing top lane is torture. I have many top laners on my friend list. They all say the same thing. Top lane is an island. It's alone. It's sad. It's torture. So we have I agree from the production here.
But yeah, for sure, it's true. But it's going to be very interesting how dynamics change next season with all the role quest. Because
Oh yeah.
honestly, the role quest of top laners looks insane.
Yeah, really strong. Like
Actually,
2 levels? Come on.
yes, and you get some extra XP, I think, when you finish it.
Yeah.
I didn't look into the exact XP you really gain, but it's kind of like it is gonna make you, and it is something that top lane is actually already very, very strong at, especially against teams that are not coordinated enough. And it's something that's gonna be very scary, even for solo queue. If you are a top laner who's already a very good split pusher, and you're just gonna be so ahead that you can just 1v1 anyone already now, and now you're gonna even have an additional level lead, which is very key for that role. And you scale well, and all of that. Yeah, that's looking very great for top laners. And that said, still think yeah, top lane was kind of isolated. I'm not sure if it's gonna really change. We will see a meta develop with it, but it is for sure very huge to just have additional levels, some additional XP,
I
and
think top lane
yeah,
will be more isolated now. Because
yeah, I
if you
expect it
have
too.
20 levels now, no one wants to go near you. And the only person that will go near you is the enemy top laner.
Yeah, exactly. Because like it's not gonna be as impactful to have like an on a high level compared to like any like let's say okay extreme version here because I think Kale in competitive is still something you rarely see, but maybe that will even change because of that. Probably not actually, but Kale for example, yeah, okay, level 20 Kale. Or I don't know. There's a lot of other champs like Gwen for example is now like a champ you could look at competitively, very very strong champ. You get it to level 20 enjoy. There's other high scaling champs like Yone, for example.
Mm.
Um, so yeah,
You're
it's gonna
saying
be a pain.
Kayle is not a competitive champion. You're saying, well, Gwen maybe will be more seen and competitive. And I'm looking at the OPGGs right now, and Evilif, I'm not sure. From Disability Pride Gaming, the top laner has Kayle as her first champion, Gwen as her fifth. So maybe this will be the meta for her.
Yes, could be that we just have. I mean, it is also something I think for tournaments like these. I mean, there's a lot of different factors you wanna like factor in. It's kind of like are they playing? You know, first of all, obviously, are they playing even their main role? Some of them are not. Who are the high ranked players? Who are not? How can you like? Who do you want to play around? And all these kind of things, and then obviously how you want to strategize around it. Because one thing, if you play in the teams that are kind of like more mixed, that means the coordination is probably not as good. Like last game, for example, I think it was
Mm.
rather something unique from Magnum 4 Games. They actually coordinated really well. They did some really good calls, but normally it's a mess.
Mm.
So, and that's okay. Obviously, it's just what you expect because if you didn't really scrim much together, if you don't know each other, if there's also a rank difference, there's gonna be a lot of variation. But that also means scaling champs like Kayle and Gwen. going to be especially strong because the longer the game drags out, the better you can get like into this game because all you need is like, for example, as Kale, you hit level 16, you're a monster,
Mm-hmm.
and that's all you gotta do. So maybe we're gonna see some Kale gameplay as we start into the draft, and I like the Ivan ban against Sana, very obvious ban here,
Yeah, yeah.
very annoying to play into.
But Jinx ban for me, it's kind of weird because looking at the RPGs, because I don't. I'll be honest with you, I don't know the players. Anyone outside of Kuvo, I don't really know. I don't know their picks. Some judging by the RPGs, and looking at the RPGs, I see mostly first target compositions from them, like Jinx. I see Ashe, I see Ari, Aurora, Syndra, right, Sejuani. So these are the champions I would expect them to pick here, and instead we see a Jinx ban and a Stan
Yes,
first
but
pick, which is brave.
it is. But I think Jinx also is a champ that thrives on chaos.
Mm.
If you are like Jinx, still before she gets a passive, she's still quite immobile and doesn't really have a lot of tools to defend herself. But if
Mm.
it's a bit more chaotic, which these games probably turn out to be, and it's the best of one scenario, as soon as you give Jinx a reset and she's just running around you in the team fights, she's going to be really strong. And that's very likely to happen when the coordination is not on point. So I think giving it a ban makes a lot of sense still.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, picking the Sign here, that's another scaling monster. Maybe not in the way we were talking about and kind of damage, but in this case, in kind of tankiness. But I like the answer. We have a Kaiser here who is very nice to play into tanks.
Yeah, and insta-locked Trundle. They were sure. They saw Sejuani. They said,
Yeah.
just pick Trundle. Don't even wait. Ooh, Mel. I like seeing Mel in pro play. And
I
in,
mean,
in competitive overall.
yeah, she got a bit like changed. Like there was a build, a very OP build
Yeah.
on Mel where you Emax and it kind of even
Oh, it's
got
still viable.
yeah, it got as far as
No.
reaching like Faker playing it.
Yes.
Before that, Mel wasn't really that popular. Then they nerfed her E. Then she was still strong though because they buffed her. Well, her
Passive.
passive I think and Q even.
Yeah. Passive,
Uh,
passive.
and they realized she's still OP and not enough there again. But this champ is just genuinely annoying. I mean, the W is a very stupid spell. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I main it, and I think she's obnoxious.
Yes, she is
She
obnoxious.
should be
It's
changed.
just so annoying. It's so annoying to have to wait. Like she doesn't press W, and you can literally like here, for example, you're not gonna Sage ult unless the Mel has the rebuttal down,
Unless
because
you're point
else
blank,
you're gonna get it
actually.
in your face, and then it is just it automatically has an aim hack installed into this ability as well. Makes it even worse. You use the Juan ult, it gets blocked, and you get it right back directly in your face, and it becomes so hard to dodge because it basically has an aimbot. Yeah, that is well, that's a bit disgusting.
Yeah, I would personally look for anti-Mel champions, like maybe Leona, but Leona, again, into Trundle, not that good, not that good. So
Yeah.
I think Silas, kind of, maybe good here for TDL as esport. I don't really know what they're looking for, because more tanks into Trundle, not a good angle.
Yeah, I think high range pick here also very nice. I mean, if you play something like they're actually banning Silas
They're
themselves.
banning
That's
Silas.
interesting. Wait, so
Into Sejuani, maybe?
I mean yes,
Maybe
but
they
I'm also
expect Mel
Mel
not to
could
be mid lane.
yeah maybe either that or Silas could also play support. So Jenny, maybe they're kind of like thinking this could still be flex as the Silas spell makes no sense. Anyway, uh
Oh,
Morgana.
might
I
be
mean
Morgana mid lane, might be Morgana mid lane. That's a good pick into
yeah
Mel. I mean, good,
yeah
at least
well
decent. You just press W and leave.
yeah. I mean, I think it's actually a good pick because right now, disability pride gaming. One thing they really lack is like they build up a good front line because Trundle
Mm,
with like he can obviously see a lot of resistances as well. But one thing they don't have is engage, and they will have it even less with the Kog'Maw Lulu.
they have no
So
engage, yeah.
yeah, they
Only
at
Sion
least
ult.
Kog'Maw has high range, which is very good to like deal TDLs like them with deal with TDLs comp with. I was generally looking and thinking maybe TDL can go the route where they try to outrange a bit more. And they will definitely have an okay amount of range, but Kog'Maw overall, with the Lulu especially, should still win that range war and just dish out a lot of damage. And even have a good lane here into the Kaiser Soraka. So, very interesting drafts we are seeing here.
Yeah, with that kind of front lane, like Scion Trundle with Mel,
Yeah.
with Reflection, with Lulu Peel, you can easily just go full AD Kog'Maw, full spitting mode, and really,
Yeah.
what can an enemy team do? Going
Yeah,
poke
for
here,
sure.
like AP into Soraka, not really a good idea. So you just have a free game, I think, going on hit.
Yeah, for sure. And it's kind of the issue I see here. The biggest issue is Disability Pride Gaming. They have a very, very strong overall comp. Like they and like they have a good front line. They also have good tools to protect, like the carries, the Mel and the Kog'Maw. They still have quite a good range as long as Kog'Maw W is up, and they scale insanely well. So TDL Esport, either they have to outrange the Kog'Maw, or they need to have really good burst and engage, which instantly reaches the Kog'Maw, or and the Male actually. Or they also need like a good early game presence. They don't have all of that. All of
Mm.
that is not there. So for me, this gives like a very, very clear dominant draft win to Disability Pride Gaming and TDL Esport. There will be windows for them, so the game for sure is not lost, especially when it's often a lot of random factors can impact your game. But they need to be on point with their game. I think there's angles, especially with the Kaiser again. If you get like a good engage onto like Kog'Maw Mel with the like for example Sejuani ult and like over CC, and Kaiser can use the Killer's Instinct to get into the enemy backline, especially when this ability Pride Gaming is not like they might have sometimes have disjointed fights. If that is happening, that's your way. It's just that TDL Esport doesn't really have a lot of like it needs to be very very specific scenarios where they can get this get to this point. So let's see if they do though. Maybe they surprise us.
Mm. And for me, I think if Mel in Disability Pride Gaming doesn't go for a burst build, so we won't really want to see the Liandry's rush after first item. I think if she doesn't go burst, then Soraka just heals up the damage, no? Like Sion doesn't really have that damage. Trundle
That's true.
maybe with items, but they really have like this scaling up damage throughout the fight, not that much burst. With Morgana blocking, with E, with Sejuani tanking, with Soraka heals, I think the burst build is the only option here. So I'm counting on that first strike. If you're listening, hey, first strike is to go.
Indeed, indeed. All right. I mean, is I actually I like seeing Kog'Maw Luna. It's not very common, especially because Kog'Maw is another one of these, immobile ADCs and protect the ADC comps. There was a time where they were like really strong, but nowadays you will not see like a comp, or like very rarely see a comp spilling out like around one champ, because it's also very very hard to really get to that draft because it's very easy to counter overall if you see it coming already. But whenever you see like a good Kokmalulu angle, I like it when someone just slaps it in and it's like, yeah, that's very good here because you already see a tank, you see a Kai'Sa, lane actually is not gonna have especially without an engage with a Soraka here, it's not gonna have the easiest time because like Soraka Kai'Sa is not the best bot lane combo either, which could be like a dominant force. So yeah, really really like the Kokmalulu here. It's gonna be interesting how that plays out, and if this is gonna be just a Kog'Maw overrunning that team, or if TDL is actually just gonna have like instant coordination around the comp and will shine that way and surprise us.
Yeah, I was really kind of hoping for a Blitzcrank Classic instead of Soraka. I think in many
Yeah,
cases it's an insta lock into Lulu, especially if you don't really have that much damage to burst the Blitzcrank after grabbing.
I mean, it could be like sometimes, it's actually funny, when you kind of
Mm,
feel like the draft is already going in a way where it's like, it's kind of doomed.
mm.
But your blitzcrank might be good in bot lane, or generally good. It's kind of like you slap it in, and it's just like, well, this draft it doesn't look that great, but maybe we just catch them with Blitzcrank all the time, and that's how we win. And that can be a strategy, especially when you realize, oh, didn't go the way as planned. But yeah, in this case, sadly just the Soraka. And any kind of engage I would have really liked, because you need to get onto this Kog'Maw, you need to get onto the Mel. Either that or the Blitzcrank. But yeah, we have the Soraka here. And I think it's also just going for comfort, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, to be honest, to go for comfort.
Yeah, especially on that level when we're playing, for fun mostly. When we have mixed teams, we don't really know our compositions. Everyone wanna have fun, so I am totally like understanding that you're just going for your comfort. See, they're having fun. Guys are spamming. That's
I
the
mean, indeed.
spirit. That's the spirit.
And
Especially if you have a pretty skin, then you like just gotta.
That's also another thing, because you look at DPG, and yeah, all respect to you, draft very, very good, but it also depends on how you're gonna play it out, because you have the best draft possible. And I don't think they will be bad on these champs. I'm pretty sure they're all very good on these champs, But let's say you put this players onto like the perfect draft, but they just are bad on those champs. Well, it doesn't matter you have a perfect draft, because they might be very uncomfortable on these champs. I think in this case that is not the case. I think this is also a very comfort draft for them, generally. But yeah, let's see how they both sides how they're gonna play that out in the end.
Yeah, if we still can talk a little bit about one fact about the champions, I think the only player that's really going out of their comfort zone is Evilif with Sion, because she plays like Kayle, Briar, Sett, Gwen, and Sion is just really, really different. So I think that's the only uncomfortable, maybe uncomfortable pick.
Yeah,
from all,
but
all 10.
then again, I would say it's like it's kind of a champ where it's a tank. It's a tank that scares very well, and maybe you're taking the bullet here, so it fits the team. But at least it's that, and it's not like pulling out the Yasuo when you are like I don't know, like a tank player or something.
Yeah.
So at least
it's better this way around. It's better this way around.
Exactly. And I think Sign here generally it's a very, very easy to execute. You can just, I mean, you will probably drop farm, and you look at this already. Okay, there's a wave crashing in. Those are 5 minions. But even then, even if those are 5 minions, if you get all of them, you're still already 5 CS behind. That's probably what's gonna happen on top lane. You're gonna take the bullet, but at the same time, you are Sign. You're gonna scale up very well. And as long as you do that, you don't die too much, you don't feed that Aatrox too much, you are doing your job. And I think, well, in this case, that's what's gonna happen. It seems like she's very aware of that. She's just letting the wave push in, is accepting the loss of CS, and will just play the scaling game.
Yeah, and we see, by the way, both junglers, Liz and Sana, pathing to bot lane. So maybe we're gonna see a 3v3 really early on. Maybe a little fight for crap.
No?
Yeah, the first time actually.
Yeah, previous games we had them pathing towards the other side. Although we still had some action because the Amumu ganks went crazy. Actually, some action here on bot lane as well. Aggression, wave pushed in, but the Trundle is first. Sana is already there, and they are using the opportunity.
She will be first to flash here. There's no way she lives. If she doesn't flash, she is forced to do it. And now they don't have Prio for crab. In the mid lane, Mel also grabbing Prio. Sejuani is still picking up the crab though.
Oh, and got it. Nice.
And got it? Oh, nice! But Kuva will lost her life for this. This is the first look for Trundle. But this is gonna be almost likely. Mel is coming quickly. Sejuani first to flash as well. Kai'Sa has to leave here, has to respect the Mel. It's 1 kill and 2 flashes for the blue side.
Yeah, it's kind of the helpless instinct here from you as a support player. But sometimes you gotta accept that your teammate is doing what they're doing, and you kind of gotta accept that you can't really do anything. And in this case, Kuvu needed to accept that, just walk out. You don't have flash anymore, they can get onto you. And honestly, Desert was actually fine. But in the end, there's a rock here going down. So that is very, very nice here. for DPG.
Kubo is not actually a support player, by the way. Kubo is an AD carry.
Oh, true.
So she's just really
gonna...
empathetic.
Yeah, I guess just you know. I mean, maybe the experience of like just trying to make up what her support players are not doing.
Yeah,
there's some very special support
maybe.
players.
In my games, like my friends sometimes talk about the religion of the Jesus, I cannot speak today. Religion of the right click. So you just have to right click, always go forward, always not be scared, and always go in. Because if players are playing too passive, then they are not of this religion. That's like a little thing that we have going on. And I think that's just what Kubo was doing, you know?
Yeah, it could be. Generally, I think I prefer most. I mean, most of the time, it actually depends. Sometimes in drafts where you scale, it can also be good to play like just be pure passiveness and do nothing. Generally, I think it's always good to do too much because even looking at players' potential, generally, that means they can fix that. You know, it's easier to fix the aggression of an aggressive player than making a passive player play more aggressive.
Definitely.
So it's always good to start out the way where you play over aggressive, and then optimally you just realize, okay, that didn't work, and then slowly but surely fix it, and the other way around, because it also means you're doing something, and maybe you're gonna find the angle of the enemy just doing a mistake, which is also something TDR really needs to look for, because they have a comp where they are relying on DPG to mess up, to make mistakes, because DPG really has a draft that has a lot of ways to just play it out very easily without much effort, to be honest. But if they do this mistake and TDR is just pushing forward at the right time, they can definitely win this game.
Yeah, and it's a really early swap, by the way, but I think it's totally okay since Sion, a classic victim of this. That was just okay.
Oh no, that's the Kokmon.
just spitting, just standing in place. The religion of right click. Oh,
that's what it is. We're also saying about top laners, like poor top laners. They're like, okay, surely this Kokma standing still, I can do something, and a Kokma is just auto attacking you to death. And
nope.
You're like, okay, whatever.
You can knock him up. Doesn't work. Well, and Sam at the same time, just standing on bot lane, doing nothing outside of scaling.
Yeah.
And he's fine.
Indeed. This is something though I really like about the changes with the role quests. I mean, you don't, from what I've seen, and still we need to go into detail with this for the next season. But it's you stack your role quest faster if you are in your lane, in the lane for your role. At least for top, mid, and bot lane. I think for jungle it's just farming camps, and support probably is also different because supports have to roam. But it also counters swaps,
Okay, but we see a little fight here. Sorry to interrupt. For the grabs, Sejuani using ultimate. They don't really have a way of playing right now. They're pushed out by the blue team. Kai'Sa really tanking the damage. Will go down. It's a second kill for Kog'Maw, and at the same time, Sion having problems with Aatrox on the bot lane. This will be 3 grabs for the blue team.
Indeed. And maybe, I mean, this is kind of a comp where you can actually pull this off again. Maybe we are gonna see them just going top S4 or like even bot lane later on to just rush the turret. Because right now, I mean, if they just see the turret to also get a feat of strength, they already almost have a 2k gold lead. And you're kind of under pressure here to do something
really good
else.
flash from Aatrox. But it won't be enough because of the shield. Really good flash from Aatrox. Really nice try.
That deserves the kill. Oh well. Unfortunate. But yeah, shield just came back off cooldown. And with this, and I talked about this earlier, Evilif is doing her job on Sign. Might be down almost 30 CS. But you're a Sign. You kind of just... You gotta be that tank, that CC tank engage. As long as you don't die too much and that Aatrox will not be as strong, you are doing your job right now, because especially the rest of the team We have Kog'Maw on 2 kills, we have Trundle on a kill. You have a really good gold lead, which is probably more than 2k on the rest of the team on that bot lane and the jungle as well.
Yeah, I think she doesn't really care about the CS right now.
Yeah,
She will just stand in place, you know? She will just stand for her Kog'Maw. That is absolutely
exactly.
destroying Sejuani right now. Can't even recall safely.
Yeah, that Kog'Maw is already very disgusting, and
Without the
the
first
more
item even.
yeah, the more this Kog'Maw is gonna get items, like there's gonna be some huge items coming through the deeper we're gonna go into this game.
Yeah, especially with Lulu
Gonna get
rushing
worse.
Ardent, most
Oh yeah,
likely.
true. That could also, yeah, if you are rush Ardent here, I mean, this is just gonna be full on Kog'Maw, defended Kog'Maw comp.
Okay, we see Aatrox going into Sion knowing she has no flash, trying to get that kill, but finally resigning, just going for the wave. Soraka in a little bit of trouble right here, almost dying if not for the silence.
Ooh,
Sejuani
that's
going
close.
in, missing ulti. Komo still in the faces of his opponents, trying to get the Kaisa. Will not make it. Will not make it. Too many stuns. Sejuani is too strong.
Soraka dead.
Oh, but we'll get Soraka. We'll get Soraka.
Yeah, it's actually crazy. You have 3 people there and you still barely take down the Kog'Maw, who's flashing literally in all of the team. Like,
Yeah, into the tower.
what are you gonna do later on? And,
Oh, and Aatrox is
nice.
unlucky again.
Oh,
Lucky
this
again.
is, I mean, this is a table slam moment for the Aatrox here. But Evil
The second one during this
continues
game.
continues to doing a job, which is very nice because yeah, that Kog'Maw is gonna keep on scaling. Also, we have something that's kind of like this is changing right now, and it is very strong in Kog'Maw. It's the
But
Guns's
Trundle's
Rush.
getting caught easily for Morgana. Standing
and
in
now
the bush.
Kog'Maw.
Sejuani, no ulti. Kinda?
Yeah.
Okay. Mel flashing in. Won't be able to kill the... Never mind. She is able to kill Morgana, and she will probably not be able to kill Soraka
Yeah.
though.
That
Guys, I have like 3 kills.
Sana overstaying, and then they kind of snowballing. A really bad positioning here by Pivotless as well. Just, I mean, she's strong, but not that strong. And just running into the team, dies, and then everyone kind of just dies, and Kaiser suddenly picks up a lot of kills. Yeah.
Gold is equal.
Rough. Now gold is equal again. Actually, it's gonna get a bit even better for TDL with gold coming in from plates here too. So now it's a 400 gold lead. Tiny but impactful, especially because this Kaiser getting the kills. This is so key here because Kaiser is this champ you want to ult onto that Kog'Maw and kill Pivotless very quickly before this goes too crazy. And Pivotless here again, almost running down at Kaiser to get some gold back. But yeah, Guns's Rush is something that's becoming more and more popular because it's just very strong. Flying you on it affects twice. Every third attack, as soon as you're fully stacked, is huge for Kog'Maw because, because of the W ability, it is so much extra damage you do if you proc it twice. The ability itself already doing so much damage, and if you have actually Ardent as well, you have Lethal Tempo stacked, and you have the Gunsel stacked, you are gonna, dish out so many auto attacks and do so much damage.
But right now Trundle looking for a gank. We know that bot lane doesn't have flashes. Sejuani misses her ulti. Shaka lives barely, but Kog'Maw is not able to do so. We have this heal difference here from Soraka.
Yeah,
saving her with heal, saving with ultimate doesn't really compare to anything that Lulu can do in this situation.
DPG, they have a very strong comp, but they still need to play it right. They can't do what they're doing right now, and this is kind of just running at the enemy, to be honest. This is not how you want to play this comp, but that is exactly the windows that TDL wants to punish, and they're doing so well. And this Kaiser's just gonna get more and more fed right now. It's a 5-1 Kaiser. This is very bad news because, like I said already, the Kaiser burst is gonna come in very, very handy to deal with the Kog'Maw later on. And as soon as that Kog'Maw is down, because this is kind of a protect the carry comp. Okay, Mel is still very strong. I mean, can't underestimate the Mel. But the huge damage is really that Kog'Maw. You take the Kog'Maw down, it's doomed. And it might be doomed yet again because that Kog'Maw is a bit deep here and Kai'Sa's the killer's instinct not available actually. Never mind.
But we see a defensive TP from Sion here. Sejuani, really tough spot, will probably get just run down by Trundle.
No flash.
Yeah, no escape also. No one saver, maybe Soraka healing. Oh, but good E from Mel will get Aatrox to his grave.
Yeah, but in the meantime we have Morgana here pushing on the other side of the map, actually taking that first turret. So that is some good news at least to give up a kill and get a turret. Even though it's first blood turret though, that doesn't really matter as much.
Kog'Maw is alone,
here.
still winning into
all alone.
Kai'Sa.
Oh, the jump!
Oh, it's
Almost.
barely won, and Soraka now is all alone, just ready to die actually. Not really. Again, we see those massive heals. She ults more for herself than her team because they're just going for her so much.
Yeah, but also overestimating damage here a bit. Because the thing is, one thing that also worked well for them, outside of just, you know, DPG playing a bit over aggressive, is that you had CC. And your CC is the Sejuani, it's not the Soraka, obviously. But rely on that, because as long as that Kog'Maw can auto-attack freely without getting CC'd, yeah, you are not gonna win that fight, even in like a short 1v2 where Lulu then is just joining. So yeah, really important that when you try to burst that Kog'Maw, you work with your Sejuani as well. Feats of strength now going over to the side of DPG. That's why I said like the first blood turret, like getting a turret, of course nice. Getting the first blood turret, not really that meaningful. Outside of obviously the gold injection you are gonna get. But at this point it's all gonna be around dragons because honestly, compared to the previous games, this one is very, very close in gold right now, and it could go anyone's way.
Lulu getting caught, Kai'Sa using Killer Instinct into the Lulu, and Kog'Maw still killing Kai'Sa and almost killing Soraka. If not for the stun from Sejuani, this would be 1 for 2.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Sorry.
Stun, very important. Very important, but it's still something that right now DPG is still doing way too much. Overstepping. They keep on overstepping, they keep on giving up skills, they keep on disrespecting TDL, and that's what he's giving the game right now and giving us to the point where she can burst and to keep overstepping. He actually, yeah, that's winning.
Oh. Oh. I think we have a connection problem on Discord. I don't know if I'm hearable. Hello?
Hello. I think.
Oh, it's working again.
Yes, Discord had. I had this one as well, like using Discord, where suddenly the server wasn't working, so you had to fully reconnect or like switch channel to get back. But yeah, in the meantime, while we were not casting, huge fight broke out and 4 kills coming through. So finally, they're doing what the comp is, you know, like supposed to do. Just group together, play around the Kog'Maw. They shot a lot of damage, and then that with this win, and they might even take an inhib here. That's crazy. Wait, are they gonna try to? Nah, they
Yeah,
can't.
with the Herald still alive, they might be looking for the. Oh, Herald just
Herald
didn't want to.
Hello?
Didn't want just
Hello?
leaving.
Hello? Hello?
Okay, it will hit. So it's almost one of the two towers to Nexus. They really went all out here, and it's 4k gold ahead. I don't know what we've missed, but it had to be huge.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Um, but that said, they have been
Oh, but there's a
overstaying a little
TP from
bit.
Aatrox. They are.
Yes, this they shouldn't have looked for the end. This could actually backfire big time.
Okay, and there's Sion down. Again, another kill for Kaisa. She's the only source of damage, unfortunately, in this team, with Aatrox 0 and 3.
Yeah,
This is
I mean,
that point in the game where Sion just doesn't care really about Aatrox, doesn't really care about Kaisa, I think. Just tanks all
yeah.
of it.
But this is right now really, really big because this is one thing. It was very obvious they can't end. And if you can't end, you should always walk away after
Mm.
the inhib is done. Because they missed their timer to really go for the dragon, and in the end, one of them even got killed because of that. So now, yet again, TDL is finding a window. But it's really all about this. The whole game has been about, okay, DPG is giving TDL a window, but as soon as DPG just decides, okay, enough fun, let's group up, let's play this correctly, it seems like they're just tearing them all down, which is just what happened last fight. They got all these kills, got the inhib as well, and then it's kind of like, let's have some fun, let's make this game entertaining, and now we lock in and win. So let's see if they're gonna find another angle here again, because they're, yeah, you can see they're really starting to play grouped and just, you know, play around that Kog'Maw, which is, well, just gonna be so damn annoying.
Yeah, and they have full control over the spot unless Sejuani ults in, Morgana ults in, but there's no way to kill anyone. Kaisa using killer instincts into the enemy team, but dying right away, and Aatrox, even with his ultimate up, still dies. Mel gets 3 kills here. Kog'Maw with a double kill, and it's gonna be the end of this match.
Yeah,
Really quick here, no Atakan, nor anything. Just straight up ace 5 for 0. With
yeah.
7k gold lead, they'll just end the game.
I mean, it kind of just shows how strong the comp of DPG was. Like, you go into that fight, and to be honest, they were not that ahead. They were a good bit ahead, but there was just no damage coming out. The whole front line standing in front of the Kog'Maw hitting, and you have like a Morgana there, you have the Kaiser there, and Aatrox there hitting, and there's no damage coming out. Everyone's still almost full health. And it's kind of the issue with that comp, and what it turned out to be. Just a really, really massive draft here from Disability Pride Gaming that made it very, very easy to play, despite a lot of mistakes that were kind of happening. As soon as they just grouped up, it was very easy. They won 2 important fights and just ended the game very,
Yeah,
very fast.
the spot was very good for them because if they have like front lane for the Kog'Maw, no one gets through because who goes through? Kaisa with her
Yeah,
ulti, and that's the only person that did go through and died instantly, and the rest of the team just stays and then dies slowly because they have no damage.
yeah, indeed, indeed. So that means, uh, let's see where we are in standings. Okay, Disability Pride Gaming won the second game. They didn't play in the first round, which means they so far only played 2 games. They're gonna be 2-0. And they're gonna play. That one is gonna be interesting. Blackline is 3-0, and in the fifth round, Disability Pride Gaming is gonna play against Black Lion. That will surely be the match for first place. So, well, next games though are going to be in round 4 in Group A, which right now Higher definitely not filled is leading in their group, while Team Jinx against Regnum 4 Games is still going as well. And if Regnum 4 Games is going to win, our next game will actually be Regnum 4 Games against Higher definitely not filled. That game is actually going to be a very, very exciting one. It's going to be the final one of the group, and whoever wins that game will take the first place.
Yes, because both teams will be 2-2 if Regnum, of course, wins right now. So we're really excited to cast the next game, and for now, we welcome you to take a break, as will we. So see you guys soon in around 20, 30 minutes, maybe.
Yeah, around 20 probably. I mean, depends on
Okay.
how quickly the other game ends.
Okay, 20 minutes it is then. Have a nice break, guys.